Hey everybody, this is just off the cuff here, a little about buying the dip. Here's Netflix today. A lot of eyeballs on it, obviously. The stock is, as people will say, down too much, due for a bounce, etc. They've been saying that all the way down from 246 to $213 or wherever the low was made today. So, how can we use the volume weighted average price to take advantage of potential opportunities? Well, when we see the market just in free fall like this, we clearly don't want to buy. As it begins to start to show a little bit of vigor in here, we say, okay, let's put a volume weighted average price on that little low and see if it can hold for 2 or 3 minutes, and maybe there's an opportunity for a purchase. Well, clearly there wasn't that opportunity, so we'll just delete that. It instead free falls, and then after it makes this little low in here, we of course don't know that's the low until maybe about 4 or 5 minutes later, let's say over in here. So at that point, we would say, let's put a volume weighted average price on that, see if it is useful to us going forward. And you might have even said, hey, I'm going to buy some here with a stop below the low of the day. Great. It's a little bit extended in my mind, but instead the stock continues to rally. It pulls back right to the volume weighted average price off the low. And you have a choice. Do you want to buy it there, or do you want to buy it as it's turning back higher from that level? Personally, I prefer to buy as it's turning back higher. I want some kind of confirmation, and then a stop would go under here. Well, it rallies, makes a higher high, and then it makes a higher low. So we know that this is an important level, and what we want to do is we want to use the anchored view app handoff there and say, will it in fact hold there? It didn't hold there, but we're going to keep that there and say, if you hadn't purchased right here, do you want to purchase as it shows strength again with a stop under here? That's certainly an option. It rallies up, and if you'd made your initial purchase here, now your stop would go underneath this level, which is basically break even. As it makes this new high, I would say you'd put your stop under here, and then it comes down. You would have basically gotten stopped out, and you have the option. Do you want to repurchase it right as it touches that volume weighted average price again, or do you want to wait for it to show a little bit of strength away from there with a stop underneath this level? And then, as you can see, we're getting extended here in the very short term time frame. This is, for aggressive day trading, obviously. And it rallies very close to the daily volume weighted average price. This is the VWAP from the beginning of that gap right there, from the first minute of the day. So as it breaks lower from there, clearly you want to get out of it because it's obtained what's a reasonable expectation for upside. It comes down to the second volume weighted average price right here, which we've already looked at a couple times. And again, the option is, do you buy right there, or do you wait for strength? Well, if you waited for strength, you wouldn't have purchased here, and instead you see it continued down to the volume weighted average price from the low of the day so far. And again, do you want to purchase there, or do you want to wait and purchase right here? I purchased some right here. My stop was right there. I've taken a third off already because these are big point moves, and I'm not into losing money. My new stop is right under here, and perhaps what we will end up doing is saying, put a volume weighted average price off of this low right here, and as it can, if it continues to rise up, let's say it does something like this volume weighted average price will come up like this. And then, my definition of trend would be, I would be out right here, or perhaps it's able to go up to the volume weighted average price for the morning. The point is also, the market's been open almost 2 hours now. The volatility is likely to diminish a little bit, and I think that the aggressive day trade opportunities are really slowing down here as the battle is being waged. It becomes a little bit less volatile.